Hello everybody, and welcome to Faceless vs. OG. We have now had a caster substitution as we kicked Dakota as well as fogged out of the room. Melini and I now have the power, hence I have already screwed up the stream. We're off to a great start, Melini.
What have you done, Toby?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm also concerned because I don't see the little microphone appearing inside the game, so just to double check, we have audio turned on, open mics turned on. Alright, well, everything seems to be going through, so we'll just pray that it's actually working. Yeah, we had a second stream, had a couple of bumps and bruises. But Faceless vs. OG Dota. Anna asked me before, we were sitting downstairs having some lunch, and once he realized I was sitting next to him, he asked me, who's your favorite going into the... I don't know what your reaction, what your answer
This
would be.
series or the series on the other stream?
No, we're talking about this one.
Okay.
We're not talking about EGNP, but if you want to go check that one out, you can. It's PGL_Dota. Obviously, this is the place to be. PGL_Dota 2. But I did answer back that definitely OG were a clear favorite for me. But if I was to pick anyone in the group of Group A that could potentially take a game off OG, Faceless as well as Empire were actually up my list for that one. Just because I don't know if OG really have enough knowledge of what Faceless will do against them.
5 seconds remaining.
And the randomness that also can potentially come out of team member.
No one runs that weird of stuff in here. I think we've been seeing a lot of Lena in the Chinese scene, but Lena herself is not that strange. Terribly unfamiliar. I don't know. I think just because you're unfamiliar with it's not like, oh my gosh, they were caught off guard by this strategy.
I just think it's one of those teams that could do it. Like, we still have to have flashbacks to Dota Pit, right? Like, Faceless, who ran the lower bracket, OG were the one to knock them out and give them a third position in that tournament.
They were just playing extremely well. They were using Magnus before Magnus was cool and hip.
They were the trendsetters. The Manus of Ice that just pushes through. Even though he's not the drafter, obviously he's...
Back to Ogre.
Really? Are we regressing? Is that what's happening now, where we actually we completely regressed in the meta?
Nah, Ogre was mega popular during qualifiers. Kind of that. I don't know. I don't know why he's favored over Rubik a little bit more. I guess just because of scaling, curing your a little bit more.
I'm assuming you have Twitch chat sitting over on your side, do you?
No, I do not. But I assume that everything is going okay.
I'm hoping so. I'm hearing a little bit of game sounds in the background. So we did a complete restart for those who wondered why the stream went down, just to make sure some tech issues were resolved with the power spike which was happening in the board. This is actually, I believe, the second time OG have played Visage.
Yep, they like that hero. The thing is, the gargoyles were very easy to kill. Ice Frog keep, but we haven't seen too much play from it. But eventually, it's going to get to the territory. That hero is beyond playable. First phase material.
I remember the first thing when the buff came up at 7.0, it was like, oh, we're going to see Visage mid just because he was so powerful with everyone together. With the way Gravekeeper's Cloak came out. But I also heard there was a bug with Gravekeeper's Cloak where it didn't actually negate as much damage as it was meant to. Just a small little thing that I don't know if it actually got reworked before DAC began, but it did flag up on Reddit about a week ago, I think. And hello, Brewmaster. So, an S4 special.
With Ogre, you're generally drafting right clickers. That's a Bloodlust, not something like a Ember doesn't really synergize with the Bloodlust that well. So I think that's what mass miss and blind, very useful. Also, like even the dispel, I think is Ogre because he's a Bloodlust machine later. That's kind of how everyone plays him.
10 seconds remaining.
But in this game, not to be the case. And Timbersaw, interesting how Brewmaster actually uses this tornado. Like if he tries to control and keep Ice the Timbersaw out of the fight, or if he looks for a different target.
You gotta worry a little bit earlier about the No.
Brewmaster should be fine. He's a big man.
Not versus Timber. Not.
But then you're still looking at the Brewmaster to go to the offlane of OG. So unless Faceless want to try some kind of shenanigans and push
Dire team
Timber
ban.
into the safe lane. So they end up getting this one-on-one, but you know OG's going to play the rotation game if you do that. Like, OG's not going to just accept Faceless trying to lane dodge him.
We'll see. We shall see. Oh man, poor
10
Visage
seconds
Birds.
remaining.
Timbersaw is actually one of the better heroes because they have a lot of
5
magic resistance,
seconds remaining.
Grave Hero's Cloak,
Mhm.
but no pure damage resistance.
Did the Sharkrams actually kill him off really
Reserve
quick,
time.
like
Yes.
decently quickly?
Yes. I have heard from Visage players that Timbersaw is one of your worst nightmares.
That's a bit of a problem, and surprising that OG would then first phase pick up
OGs
Visage,
turn to ban.
knowing that Faceless love running their Timbersaw for Ice.
Mhm.
So odd to say the least. And I was say Faceless is now taking care of the initiation of OG. So ban out the Pudge. The Earth Spirit's already
10
been removed, so
seconds
they've
remaining.
pretty heavily focused onto Jirax with just the 2 out of the 3
5
bans.
seconds remaining.
He's the playmaker.
He really is. Like it's one of those. I think it was one of the best pickups that OG could have really gotten, having Jirax in their lineup. Like his rotation seems to make almost any hero work.
He's like crit, but
Yeah.
crit's more, but
No.
not so much. Sadly, watching crit and Jirax
10
get out,
seconds
especially when they
remaining.
both had a huge overlap in heroes. Elder
5
Titan
seconds remaining.
Is that something you can go to here, or just who actually plays the
Reserve
Visage for them?
time.
Who played it earlier today?
Fly.
It was Fly. I remember when he first started playing the Visage,
Mhm.
there were rumors going around the community saying that Fly wasn't actually microing his familiars, and that it was actually No Tail who was doing it. And none of them actually came out and dispelled the
OG's
rumors for a
turn
couple
to
of
pick.
months.
You could easily tell from player perspective.
You could, but no one was looking at that. Like, we're not all like Malini police and investigate this.
I don't really think the claim matters so much. It's very clear that No-Tail can micro. Any Meepo player can
10
easily micro to
seconds
familiar.
remaining.
Yep.
So definitely not out of the question. I'm pretty sure he did at
5
some point
seconds remaining.
for his older team, but I'm not exactly sure.
You back when he's playing with like
Reserve
Fnatic or somebody.
Yeah, I definitely remember then. It was very clear too, like it would move with his hero, so you didn't even need to go to read the perspective.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And then you'll be like, oh wait, it was Fly all along, and it was just moving perfectly in time. Alright, so OD ban out. Not OG, you can't ban the entire team. Taken out. And no Tinker and no Alchemist. No easy way for Faceless to stall up the game and either win with money or win with split push / farm.
Dire team
And they then get a Disruptor. So control against the Timber, and probably the best answer they could get to Ice out of their second support.
But it also limits their laning options a lot. Disruptor is not very good versus 3-on-1 or
10
2-on-1
seconds
situation,
remaining.
and you also can't aggro with Disruptor. So your lanes are pretty much
5
set once they see
seconds
a
So if
hero.
Faceless does want to put the Timber up on top lane, they could get away with it. Can you dual
Reserve
lane
time.
with anything? Like, can Visage play any other role than just running that 4-5 position?
I have heard people talk about experimental one position
OG's
Visage
turn
because
to
you get a
pick.
lot of gold and do a lot of damage with like 8 toes, Solar Crest if you get it especially up very, very early and then later on like 8 perhaps.
Mhm.
But I haven't actually felt that.
I wonder
10
if Fly
seconds
feels pressured
remaining.
enough that he would think about doing something like that.
5 seconds remaining.
Seems risky.
Yeah, it does. But right now, the laning phase doesn't look that terrific.
Reserve time.
If Faceless does want to try and switch things up. Like, they pick up a Crystal Maiden with the Ogre, they may just feel more than comfortable enough just to...
Dire team
Okay.
pick.
Feel comfortable enough just to run standard lanes. And still feel like you'll come out on top of it. Storm Spirit up from OGs. Now they got that jump in controller and natural Orchid Builder for OG.
Their lanes are
10
not
seconds
terribly
remaining.
strong. Brewmaster, I think, is pretty good mid, but other
5
lanes he's
seconds
very, very
remaining.
weak. Disruptor's very weak. Also, Storm Spirit. I think Faceless, I mean, they had the Ogre for the early
Reserve
game. They had the
time.
Crystal Maiden for the early game mana too. First 10 minutes, that's where I am concerned.
Maybe they just run something else, like you throw in that Drow Ranger as your last one. So at least give Storm a little bit of extra damage buff in the mid to battle it out there. You run the Brewmaster plus a Visage on that top and run like a dual off lane
Mm-hmm.
where the two of them together. So at least then you have that harassment into more power, and that's something they're missing. OG is like that tower pusher, outside of just having Visage familiars, which of course could just do wonders with split push, but for the moment it seems a little, yeah, a little odd. Like one of the point is of Fly's draft. But Fly wouldn't have gone into this draft just thinking, like we'll just pick up a couple of things that we like and it'll all work together, right?
They've actually don't have the best heroes with Ogre. They've actually changed because of the room. They went for Timber and Ember Spirit, heroes that don't rely on right click at all. Who cares if these heroes? That's actually quite interesting. Nothing that I would actually expect them.
Terrorblade being banned out, so again, they don't have any clearance for illusion-based heroes as well. And we're missing Black's hero, actually, it's the last one. Because Timber and Ember, like the Ember's going to go to mid, Timber to the off lane or whichever lane.
Could be AM. AM's very popular versus Spirit. But
would you get some other lockdown, some more direct lockdown against it?
Not if you're... They have the root from Ember Spirit. It's already
Dire team pick.
The Drow Ranger I was talking about gets denied up, so Nuts won't let that through. It would have been the solution to the laning / push phase. Now OG have to look for something else. And maybe they're just playing us the entire time, but how do you even do that? Like it's... You can't just run a Brewmaster safe lane, like they can't dodge that way, because then Timber's gonna just crap all over him.
I'm worried about that Timber getting out of control by OG. So, what is the carry versus Storm Spirit? There's no good like safe lane Atos carriers. I said maybe an Necrophos, but that does not sound like a black hero at all.
No. Like Slark is the black hero. That's what you look... The Slark and the anti-mage.
He's versus Disruptor and Storm. Would way prefer anti-mage, I would... Juggernaut's still in the pool, you can always pick.
Can you get away with things like Lone Druid? Like, I know he got nerfed up a little bit. It's digging deeper into the history of
I haven't seen that hero at all in 7.04.
Yeah.
Not in my pubs, not in any...
Where did he go?
Well, Rabbit isn't 100% uptime anymore, so you actually have to think about casting Rabbit.
OG's turn to
Bloodseeker.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Group stage.
Bloodseeker also does very well versus 10. Actually, just leave that straight one-on-one, even with Crystal Maiden RI. So. Cool. Someone said that every single hero.
Really?
So,
well, we got pretty close.
Yeah, I don't.
During the qualifiers, like
think that's
we already took the Shaman box. Like Shaman got picked once already today.
Bloodseeker box
failed,
is right here.
It got picked.
Prepare
Let's see.
for
Black
battle.
will be taking up the safe lane. Ice on the off lane.
Okay, I've got to murder whoever put this freaking thing together.
You can click.
I can, but I don't want to. What the hell did they do to this?
So yeah, pretty.
Alright. We will get that fixed for the next game where someone has just destroyed the hotkeys on the keyboard. Alright. So let's run through our lanes and how we're going to go. So we were wondering if it was going to happen. It looks like it is. Ice is headed up towards the top lane, and they're going to push the anti-mage into the off lane, putting jabs onto that mid lane role for him. And as far as OG goes, they've already got No-Tail down on the bottom lane. They've pushed S4 to the top lane, so Faceless get the matchup they were searching for. They're going to have the Brewmaster versus the Timbersaw.
They can shut down the Bloodseeker a lot.
The battle begins.
Visage is not going to be able to pull, especially with the central ward blocking that camp. Jerax is going to be in the mid lane. He started off with boots, a little bit of greed from him, especially with seats coming out, and it is up to him. He needs to force these two supports, Crystal Maiden and the Oak, keep that bottom lane. So, but it's pretty tough because Ember Spirit is pretty resistant. Storm is not the strongest laner. And then top is just kind of just, you just accept that as a loss. Timber boost.
I don't really want to do this. Like, okay, Sentry Ward down from Fly, so at least he'll get rid of the Sentry Ward that's there from Faceless. This will open up the camp for pulling.
They have to have that.
Yeah. They got some good vision, like the Observer Ward next to the Tier 1 tower, so they can see where XY and Ice is going to move. But it's going to be almost impossible for them to actually contest the pulse. So it's up to Black to get into the face of No-Tail and drag those supports back into the lane.
So that camp is over. Jerax getting...
Wow, that's a lot of damage. That's actually enough damage to get the kill. XY on 23 HP. Fly misses uphill. He can't even get that one. They blood raged him up. They were looking for more damage. And XY is on the run with the Tango giving the regeneration. There is nowhere near enough damage from Fly to finish the job. Faceless will spill first blood on this aggro tri-lane.
They are completely taking advantage of the disruptors. Definitely should. Very comfortable with the matchups that you've been given. And all three lanes, I would say, are favorable to maybe not so much the mid lane, but every Fly is getting harassed non-stop. They cannot pull that small camp. Jerax started off with boots first and is giving up first blood. Not.
Yeah, this aggressive style of anti-mage. It gives me kind of flashbacks to almost the way Scorner used to play it with the way they ran Crystal Maiden anti-mage as the dual lane mid. You Frostbite, hold him in position, so it gave anti-mage like 2 times to attack with his mana break. And you basically just won the lane thanks to just the mana deprivation. Obviously, it's a different story when you're up against a Bloodseeker.
Timber actually going for the Overvenom.
It's unusual, but seems to be very appropriate up against like a melee lineup.
Yeah, I don't know what else you spend your early gold on. Can't get 4-man shield anymore. Lightstone you also can't buy it. But I guess it slows down your arcane.
They're going again on Fly. The Blood Ride is down. The No-Tail's trying to create a little bit of space. With the silence, Black is not a healthy man. The creep's coming up from the side is going to help him out. And Black, one more hit will bring him down. Meanwhile, you do actually lose the Storm Spirit. He actually died in the middle lane. The wall is up, so XY's control for the moment. No-Tail enjoying the extra buffs thanks to the Thirst.
Yeah, they need a shrine. But Black, he really wanted that kill and stood in. It looked like he was really close to dodging it.
And it's going to have a very hard time here. Like, Jabs is getting up in his face. He knows he's got the bottle charges. Searing Chain's actually missing on Ana. I don't think was really part of the plan. Bloodseeker's down, and a quick blink from Black will dodge the Soul Assumption that hit from Fly, or tried to hit from Fly. So you get Ember Spirit who gets a solo kill on the Storm Spirit. The aggro tri-lane from Faceless is working perfectly. And you've still got the favorable matchup with the Timbersaw. OG need to change the beat.
I don't know how. You usually put Brewmaster down here. Brewmaster's going to get destroyed. Yeah, rotate your heroes mid, then Bloodseeker just gets pummeled. But if you ditch this lane, you're going to lose the tower too. So I think they just have to weather this one. You're going to die in the early game, but you just have to accept it.
Can you push No-Tail jungle then? Like give him Iron Talon? It's
you can, but then AM gets free farm and you'll lose your tower. And your supports in there are just going to die. Okay. More than happy to die.
that just has to be up to like Visage to hold. Like give Visage the levels. Like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here, definitely. But
You just accept that you lost an early game. It might go a little bit worse for them, but I think that
Blood Ride's down again with the extra silence over on the Ogre. Soul Assumption does a heavy amount of damage from Fly. So they get to pick up on the Ogre. And this is the same time as Ice rotated off the lane because he came in towards the mid. So lends the Frostbite. Storm Spirit still at level 6, so he cannot jump away. And, well, it will be Nuts who takes the kill. I gotta stop calling him Ice because he's sponsored by Ice by the looks of it. It's Nuts on the Crystal Maiden who rotates towards the mid.
Oh yeah, they have 2 roots. They don't have to. You mentioned that they might need.
Still waiting for Ice to hit level 6 and then start right to the Brewmaster.
Yeah, it's a nice life for Ice. The Mara.
Oh, Anna. Jabs actually played that perfectly as well. Like, he knew the Storm Spirit still not level 6, committed his early Spirit that he was able to claim. So the Storm will go down again. That's a 0 for 3 Storm Spirit. But as you said, like, what's going to happen here from OG? They can't bring help in. Like, Jirax will rotate, but it's the Disruptor. The Disruptor rotation is, well, shite, to say the least.
Yeah, he needs all this.
And Fly is now in trouble as well. Black trying to pump out as much damage as possible. Bloodlight's causing them some problems. Black isn't level 6 just yet, but it won't really matter. His physical damage is enough to kill off Fly.
Fly's just incredibly slow. 285 minutes. Yuck. They have...
The wings are not aerodynamic in the early levels.
Crystal Maiden's pretty slow too, but at least she has boots. But now they're able to utilize that pull. No Tail is getting his levels though. He is going to go for an anti-mage. They're going to catch up at the mid game, or so they... You are versus an anti-mage. Anti-mage...
Oh, hello, top lane. Ice, like, you were waiting for him to add enough pressure that he'd force S4 to go into the split, and it happened. But with 3 points up in reactive armor, Ice just shrugs off almost all of the damage, so all S4 can do is just spin him, harass him up a little bit, and then just bail, which is exactly what's happened now.
Yeah, that would have been a kill for them. They had the Brewmaster. More Storm Spirit is level 6, and he can TP in, but bottom lane is nowhere close to being top lane. Get some more. Yes, Storm's still very high in skill, albeit somewhere neutral. Still.
It's just the fact he's died and lost a lot of money. So, like, if we jump to this one, you see him at 2,100 in the net worth compared to the 3.5k that comes in from Jabs. And you know Jabs is just hunting for more. Like, he wants to force Storm to burn that mana, if it is possible. And Ice now has a solo lane. S4 is just like, he's gone bush.
On road.
Yeah, pretty much. Go bush.
Sounds like some Australian saying that.
It is actually.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I blame talking to Anna before this game.
Sounds like...
Oh, S4's in trouble. Ice does connect with the damage from Timber Chain, but unless the Chakram goes on S4 as well, S4 will survive that.
Oh, man.
And he knows it.
Jabs has an Arcane Rune too? Oh, no.
Oh, S4, careful! So much damage. And there's 12-1 charges available here for Ice, so you'll jump down. S4's already having to trigger off his healing salve.
That's not fun at all.
No.
Pretty much anyone on 1 vs. Timber is not fun. Bloodseeker, one of the few
Anna's dead. Jabs gets a perfect Searing Chains. He did commit quite heavily because, okay, now he'll just TP out. There's no stun that's going to get there in time, and Jirax is too late for the glimpse. So, perfect read of the situation from Jabs.
Oh, and the value Arcane. Cooldown 80 seconds now, Toby.
S4 has to split again. Ice done it, but this time with the split, they were. Wait. Who was TPing in that just cancelled?
I think it was Fly just died.
Okay, that could be a reason why. So Visage goes down to Black. And, well, Timbersaw will get controlled up a little bit. Jirax does have the glimpse available. Ice has 20 points up in the reactive armor, and they'll bring in the Bloodseeker. A quick pull back so his Tipper Chain won't really work. He has triggered off the one charges with the cloak. S4 now taking damage. In fact, with the Spirit jump forward, it's going to be Jabs. They'll find one. They'll root up a second. And OG, well, this is a catastrophe. If you're an OG fan right now, you are wondering why you're bleeding green, but not the good type of bleeding. Faceless are all over OG. They have not only won the early game, have they actually won it hard enough that OG can't find a way back into this?
There's always a way back.
There's always a path.
With this draft, it's reasonable. Like the Visage can scale pretty decently. Storm very good at coming back, TPing through a tower and TPing up. Bloodseeker is actually surprising, especially Heron. But yeah, this early game it's real bad.
It's an Ember Spirit with so much momentum. A Veil of Discord, a double damage room with 10 minutes in, and he's already looking at his boots of travel and 1,500 away from him.
He's definitely the main problem.
Which shouldn't be the case when Timbersaw has such a great start. Like, Ice is only a little bit more money away from having his hood available. Turns around to go for the Chakram now. He's going to get silenced up and then glints back over. If he pulls the Chakram back in, No Doubt takes heavy amounts of damage. Another Tipper Chain. This one's going to miss, but Ice with one charges will survive. 2 heroes gone, and Jab is going for the third. He'll find it as well. The double damage rune, Ember Spirit arrives. The T1 tower will fall.
Oh man, Nuts was so prepared for that. If you play against Timbersaw enough, you know that if he has a good start, it eventually gets at a point where you need 4 or 5 heroes. They threw everyone over there after they all got massacred next to the shrine, and he was right there, ready for them. I actually think it's a good thing that he missed that chain, because he was still ruptured. Oh, S4 does that multi up in 3 seconds. No-tail trying to bait out S4 over here. S4 does have enough stick charges in case he does get fed back.
Enough to trigger so he can split. And he also wants to get Arcane Boots if that's possible for him. He's got the money for it, but Black is burning off more. There you go, with the first clamp, Black being pulled back in again. So Black will die.
I think he just assumed that notes. They're not going to jungle their way back in this game. But that's a big kill. 3rd highest net worth, and I just Ember Spirit. 12-minute Veil bot. Yeah, level 12 too. Level 12 is a big deal in Ember Spirit. That's a change from like 400 to 700 AoE. None of these heroes can list.
Jabs is looking. Invis Rune gets to go into the hands of Anna, as actually be Jirax who will take it.
To the bush.
They, this is not the way it's done. It's just go bush, bro.
Go bush.
Go bush.
Well, I can use my own American twist for your Australian saying. To the bushes we go. Wait, what was yours?
Go bush.
Go bush.
It's so simple. It's so...
Well, that makes it sound like you're cheering for President George W. Bush to be elected or something.
To
the bush is very clear as to what's happening. You're going to the bush. To the bushes.
Not everything revolves around the American presidents. All right.
Well, you clearly have not lived in America.
Oh, obviously.
Everything
very, very thankful
us.
for it. There's the BTs at 13 minutes in. Black is now being hunted on the top lane, so he's trying to find his space up there. But Ice, he loves this stuff. He's got early farm. He knows he's immortal. And you used to see Ice do this when he ran Centaur, where he'd just jump down the bottom lane. He'd force rotations down by adding pressure towards the tower, then back up, farm up inside the jungle, and then come straight back in again. So this is just a rinse and repeat for classic Ice. And Faceless have so much space on the map that the anti-mage will also be uncontested, and Black knows it. He's put the Battle Fury into his quick fight now. And they may even find another kill. Quick root over on Anna, and the burst damage is more than enough to kill off the Storm Spirit.
Going kind of worse. Brewmaster forced to skip over the Arcane Boots. The Arcane Boots isn't really definitely first purchase. Try and deal with the supports, and so you can't just walk in there and split. this is going to be a subpar split. AM will just blank out, Ember will just remnant out, so you have to be able to initiate on the support.
Maybe it was more of their answer. Like, would it be the question mark if OG can just jump and force a fight as 5? Having the arcane boots would have really helped it, like, disrupt the storm. Okay, that's a nice little storm up. This Timbersaw is forced to stay here. Doesn't have a lot of reactive armor charges. Anna will jump forward as well. Jirax, Timber, this could be the kill. They can kill off Ice. They will. Heavy amount of experience from it, even though he's not worth as much gold.
The Rupture Glimpse combo. It's actually come into play quite a few times. We've seen this 3 or 4 times. It's no insignificant matter. But Anti-Mage, he is still getting big. Ember Spirit kind of immune to the Rupture Glimpse poke. Now, unless Jabs was very careful.
So Jabs keeps himself protected. Anti-Mage finds more farm. Ice does what he wants to do, which is dive at force to 5-man rotation and ultimates.
They have a Yo's coming out. Yo's is pretty nice. It solves a few things. Firstly, it deals with potential Lincoln Sphere pickup later. Secondly, you can silence the Timbersaw and the Anti-Mage.
That's only if you can get the money. Jabs is walking in and no tails down in a pit, so there's no way to survive that. With both Veil of Discord and the Searing Chains, there's just too much damage. And now it's actually up to Nuts to run away from the Familiars. They're both going to drop down, and OG sort of need to protect these. Ice is coming in, and then with the Chakrams, okay, yeah, they kill him off quickly. The resummon was there, so only one of them actually ended up being food, but the stuns of the Storm Spirit, XY doesn't have anything else to throw out just yet. He gets Vortex back, a beautiful Storm, keeping Jabs out of the fight and locking in Ice. So the Ogre as well as the Timber should die. In fact, they will do so, but Ice just lets it go, takes out the extra Familiars. Anna still on the run away. Jabs is just so damn tanky, and he knows he can find more kills. A quick sleight of fist kills off the Disruptor. He wants another one, but he won't really get it. He's locked in. The clap slowed him down too much. He'll buy the Blink Dagger before death. But the Dire kill off Jabs, and it's 582 gold each for his kill. Wow. Okay.
What happened? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I hit teamfight recap.
Oh, there you go. There it is. Wherever.
Terrific, guys. Give us a second.
So no fighting is currently going on. Anything
My computer is either fully crashing or...
Come on, show me your PC skills. Anti-Mage's Battle Fury status.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. We're now back inside the game. Don't ask me what the hell happened. I don't know.
How dare you? So Faceless trying to sim Sanucci and limit the space they can try to place a ward outside the T. Immediately down to the bottom lane as they try and take those towers. No towers down yet for OG. They have not even really come close to being any towers. But now they have Static Storm up, they have Rupture up, they do have Primal Split up. Who is going to be hard to get? Flag?
If they can bait into mid.
Yeah, Flag, just get out of there.
Yeah, Faces aren't having anything to do with it. They take a tier 2 tower. They don't care if they lose their tier 1 tower mid, and they still actually had fortifications.
They can't TP the Timbersaw. Oh, absolutely no, you can't outplay.
Potentially, you could think about using the Shrine, but you see Fly's positioning.
Look at
already
Ogre.
knows.
Look at Ogre.
You mean look at Ogre. Look at the tower that Ogre then makes stronger. That's the secret to this, right?
Just put Ogre out in front so that care. But Timbersaw has TP top, still working on that pulse, quite close. Not one to die. for it. But OG do get a good power kill. Very nice one to have.
But they still took damage to the tier 3 tower on bottom. Drop below 1300. So just a little bit of chip for now, but knowing the way that Ice will like to play in the future, like he can get his Bloodstone now. He'll convert off the energy booster, which is inside of his arcane boots, and then just switch into BTs. So he'll push bottom lane and then BT back into the fight when he needs to.
They do have Observer Wolf up. That's one of the bad parts. They were able to smoke, get up to the jungle, and finally have some green into that. Ana can hopefully get a Bloodseeker. Yours is complete on the Bloodseeker, and he's going for the Septic. Definitely good for this ancient mage. Definitely good.
Smoke maneuver from OG. So in order to get to that Aghanim Scepter, they're going to need a good amount of kills, and Ice is going to be the primary target. Now he's no longer pushing the lane. And the Radiant Observer Ward, okay, they scat out Black. Yep, he takes so much damage so quickly. And Notal will get the kill. They actually glimpsed him into his own death. Ice is managing to escape. They obviously would have preferred the Timbersaw, especially as he had that fresh Bloodstone.
Black's just not being... He's not respecting... I'm sure he's played Anti-Mage enough to know that Rupture completely destroys Xiao. Probably needs to play around 8. Wonder if he's going to actually do the last. Mantis
Ana jumping forward, already set up with the Dual Scepter over on the Timbersaw, drag him back in. They hold him in place with the Storm. And OG show that they've got that ability to get the quick picks and move on to another target.
Yeah, Yours is really... It also stops the... Rupture. So how do they actually deal with the Rupture? Rupture is becoming a big deal now. They've gotten a fair amount of kills. Gold lead is down to what, 7,000?
It's about 8k now. It's about 7k-ish.
And they have 2 Midases up now. One on the Broodmaster, one on the Bloodseeker. So OG are well into. They're pretty close to getting back into the game. Visage also has a Medallion of Courage. Roge, if they manage to get a pick on an important hero, I would say probably take it. Then you get Aegis on Storm Spirit and you're back in the game. But
do they still lock down the Ember Spirit in the late game? Like, Rupture is fantastic, but do you control the Ember enough?
Storm gets worthy, yeah.
Okay. So the Storm Spirit is still the one we have to look for the Ember Spirit, but the Anti-Mage and the Timber get controlled by the Bloodseeker. They find their target in mid. Ana just standing behind the tower. Dual Scepter Drop's going to keep Timbersaw out of the fight, so it forces Jabs to commit a little bit heavier with his spirits. Ruptured up, starts his TP, but then the Glimpse pulls him back in. Notal, another freebie given over to him through the Grace of the Disruptor, and Brewmaster Split holding Ice under the tier 2 tower. They turn their attention, OG, towards that Timbersaw, and Nuts, well, he needs to create a little bit more space with the Storm down. Timbersaw, Ana just goes straight over the top of him, turns his attention then towards XY, making sure that Ogre can drop, but can they really do it? They want Black instead. Notal will find him onto a killing spree with the Ogre being dragged back in. It's OG getting kill after kill, and this time it's Faceless with no real response.
Now you see why the Disruptor multiple kills and the stuff that's after the
It's just crazy to think you can have such a bad laning phase and then still just know that sweet timing to get the hit.
I think a lot of it is just Black. Yet, how early, how free was he? Yeah, he's up close to Bloodseeker, but that's when you just wait until you get like Battle Fury, I think, and you get Vlad, and you do Rogue, and then you have a lot of time until your man's done. So when you die, you have Aegis. No, they have not proceeded along that path at all. Anti-Mage died 4 times, multiple times Rupture. Some really good smoke games by OG, but they're letting them get away with the Midas. Now Ana has 12 Bloodstone charges and Aegis in his inventory, and now things are looking really bad for Faceless.
They just also allow Fly to get the last of that to push in his Aghanim's timing. Like, he's already got the Solar Crest, you said. Yeah,
I have heard from a lot of business players that Ags is
really?
Yeah, I think people, you want to actually buff up the... I see like AC sometimes. I don't know. Ags just hasn't. It's never.
I'd love to see like if it's gonna be something different, but right now in his quick fire, he hasn't got anything.
He's versus Timber. They do need some way to go out.
There's a lot of TPs coming back, and Ember Spirit silenced up for the moment. If they keep that control going, you buff up Jab's damage, but it won't matter if you can't jump away.
It's a 6 second. 6 seconds. He was not able to. I don't know if he could slight dodge it. Probably not, but kind of could dodge it.
It looked like he was trying to battle anyway. He started this TP and you also have to cancel the TP. He really wasn't ready to fight that. And now, 25 minutes in, Notel has the completed Aghanim Scepter. This is a huge danger zone now for Faceless.
Yeah. They need to just be able to stand there and fight.
Is there any way to dispel it? Like, is there any way to get rid of it? So,
BKB,
even
Lotus, no.
Doesn't work. Nope. So, what, Lincoln Sphere?
You generally have to either stand there and be able to like hit people during it. Like, imagine, you know, Sven with like Warcry just stands there with some sort of like.
Okay.
You just can't really. Or a really tanky hero with Blade Mail, let's say like Centaur with Stampede and Blade Mail, he could actually just Stampede and probably kill the. There's some ways that you can deal with it, but in this particular game, there's no good way for the anti-mage, except for Aegis of Leo. Now that he has Ags, dead.
Yep.
And Orc is already up to. Okay, so yeah, Ember Spirit's also gonna get control. So they have tools for Timber, Ember, and Anti-Mage. The 3 cores already handled. 2 Scepter.
So for Faceless, this has to turn into a dodge game for them.
Yeah.
Because right now it looks like OG is going to win the engagements if they go 5-on-5.
It's definitely a dodge game, I would say, for Anti. Not the game. One way to also deal with Rupture is like Yules. You self-Yules to buy yourself time, dodge the blood. It's pretty effective, but it's not really the. I think Timbersaw will be going for a BKB to deal with it, but it's pure damage. Crystal Maiden. Gengshi has a Midas. Use that Midas before.
They're coming up right behind him. The Observer Ward's going to see Black retreating out, so they know about him, then Ogre, as well as Nuts, all the glimpses there, so they understand the 2 supports, jump forward, it's going to be the Crystal Maiden that gets control. Anna still has the Orchid of Babel and uses over on the Ogre Magi. So both supports are gone, and Faceless, the choice is there. Do they want to keep fighting? The Glimpse, you know Ice will be dragged back in just a second, so he triggers off his pipe, any kind of hold that he can do so, and in fact he'll just have to deny himself. There's no other choice. Faces will lose 3, even though only 2 of them will give golden experience.
Man, Notil incredibly well. He's the hero that dealt with Black, that kind of salvaged the early game, that counter-ganked a few people, and I also think his items are Bloodseeker has a lot of items. You see like Ride, you'll see Dagon sometimes, you'll see Blade Mail a ton. Going for Silver Edge, I believe, next. The Yules, Scepter, I think. I like it a lot.
They got more lockdown coming. Fly's working on his Rod of Atos. So that's his item build.
I do like the Atos a lot. It deals with the not that much synergy with Rupture, but multiple ways.
Alright, so Faceless. Now it's them. They had such a fantastic start, such a fantastic laning phase. And OG were patient, they found their picks, and now they're looking better and actually starting to prepare themselves to push high ground. There you go, the Immortal will be gone. We got a decent spawn time for Roshan.
Their high ground is... They can't do that. They, at least, at bare minimum, even next year. Looks like Anti-Mage will be going for a Scepter, so... Tired of Rupture, but...
Fly wants a kill. SI is a long way away from home, so the Familiars will chase him down. And mainly the Familiars will be used for those perfect stuns if they can grab it. No, Ice gets the chain up, but no tell. Just too good. Bloodseeker will do its work. The Storm Spirit does die over in the... Well, interestingly enough, it's a little bit further north in the Dire Secret shop. Quick jump away is able to get Black out to safety.
Blood Rage plus Ruptured.
it's like when you ask the question, like, could they have actually kept Bloodseeker down any more in the early phase? Like instead of just having the anti-mage against him? Like
The thing about Bloodseeker is he doesn't actually need that many items. All his plays that he made in the first 15 minutes, he did not require roots, floods, whatever.
Well, because it's just like a rupture and disruptive glimpses,
Yeah.
and you're done?
Yeah, pretty much. That's why he went for Midas. You don't actually need any. Not right clicking. He doesn't need spreads. He still has brown boots.
Yep. He's building into a Lincoln Sphere as his next.
Lincoln Sphere is interesting. So he might be expecting the scepter from the fuels, the anti-mage, pop the Lincoln, and or pop the spell shield, which pops your Lincolns. And is that the play? I guess that's the play. Could be the play.
Sounds right.
That's right. You could also get a force at Lincoln's also good. How about the storm set? So he does.
Oh, Equalize down. Quick jump out from Anna.
Another Bloodstone charge. And
gonna rack him back up again. He's sitting at 11th at the moment.
Black so safe.
Rightly so, but at least he's giving that respect. Like he's now needing another 1,050 gold before he's got the Aghanim Scepter up, and then maybe he'll feel a lot more comfortable just jumping out there.
Better respect someone after they slap you in the face 4 times.
I know. You respect Marshall?
Oh.
Ah.
I haven't watched that show in a long time.
Quick movie, or a quick TV show reference.
Does he respect him? Yeah.
Barney would, yeah.
He is getting slapped around by a no-tail though. So.
Yeah. Yeah, man, there ain't no bet in this one. This is just for fun.
I wonder what anti-mage is worse match. I think Meepo and Bloodseeker have to be like worse matchups.
Fortunately, I'm not a tap.
Unfortunately,
Well, to jump forward, the Orchid's over on Timbersaw. Has to use the BKB to break free of it. That's his 10-second BKB charge being used for this. He'll turn around, but he knows he's ruptured, so there's no other choice. Ice has to stand here. Support was coming in, but it was also delayed. Notel uses Yule to survive, then went into the invis, wants to keep running away. Nuts is right behind him, so they find the killers. Black will end the spree, but can they get more? No, well, maybe they can. XY's on the healthy man. Black's doing some work with the familiar drops, creating more space, and the chaos of the Brewmaster ultimate with the roots down. The Rod of Atos, Black just cannot keep moving forward, but he still has jabs right next to him. They'll get rid of these familiars. They're getting rid of the Brewlings as well. Storm Spirit, the Storm Brewling is gone. S4's away. Black is hot on his tail. Can't get the Searing Chains off with a Sleight of Fist. And Black needs to slow him down in any way, shape, or form. A blink in front of him can't block the tree line in time. Again, Jab's going to miss that combination, allowing S4 to run a little bit further away, and Jabs very wisely TPs out in the Fog of War, so Jurix cannot get a glimpse of back.
wow, I'm pretty sure they could have killed Brewmaster very easily had they actually get the chains, but they still.
Oh! Anna's gone in, and with the Orchid, Black's gone. He'll actually no, he mantas away. He'll be able to survive. The courier delivered in the Aghanim Scepter, but because he actually held it inside the stash, it didn't activate in time.
That was close.
He'll have the Aghanim Scepter next time. S4 with no split. Nuts, as well as Ice will team up together, and the damage will be enough to kill off S4. A big streak to end, and they're looking for more as well. The glimpse, got to take Ice away, but okay, maybe it's not.
No,
Okay, that doesn't really work then. Not when the Aghanim Scepter's on him, unless it has been learned. I'm like, there's no Rubik in this game. I didn't see a Lotus Orb up and running. And goodbye, Anna. Oh, it hurts. They're going to use buybacks. Faceless will be forcing high ground now.
Wow, that PKB on high ground. They were like, oh yeah, Rump's an easy kill, right? Oh wait, he can just stand there.
Yep.
And he has reactive armor. We have no right-click damage. What do we do?
Well, you try and defend it. Look at Black with the Lincoln Sphere protection. So Black is actually doubly protected by jabs. Timbersaw's in a little bit of hurt. Ice will have to deny himself. He's got a 2-charge blood. He had 2 charges before he went in, so nothing of that value was lost. But Ogre set up in towards the air by S4. Black is still thinking about turning around into this fight. But when you get the blood right down, the silence will be over on XY. Nuts will turn around to go back into it too. The Storm is down. Fly, well, he wants to stand his ground. XY will take a fall. Anime doesn't have enough damage to kill off Jirax. The one charges just in time, so the Mana Void doesn't do enough work. Jab starts his TP. The silence is there, as well as the interruption of the TP. So you'll end up losing the Ember Spirit, and OG will successfully defend their bot lane.
Great kiting by OG. The double, he still blinked during the Rupture, lost half his HP, and his team kind of just had to sit around him while they waited for the Rupture. But double Rupture would have waited so fight from Bloodseeker, one on Timber, one on Anthony. Timber Stall, they do need to be able to block the fight. Timber is a very big problem.
Okay, is this worth the YOLO? Okay, no, Roshan's down, and Ice, so he wants it. The Chakram will fly in. It is still OG who gets the kill on Roshan and the Aegis Immortal. The one observer would have scattered any kind of reinforcements coming in from Faceless through the shrine area. They get away with it.
I wonder if
On top of what he's already got.
yeah, because he still gets Rupture.
It looks like he's going for the control instead.
Yeah,
Basher into Abyssal.
Still has issues though because of Drunken Hate. Blood Right, I think, is a big deal. Like, there's a lot of things that he wants to manta out. Orchid, Blood Right, or main ones. And then what if he gets caught in a Disruptor or Static Storm? He's just gonna die. I think he's gonna need BKB to Ags Disrupt.
He's just changed his mind. He's headed towards a Lincoln's.
Wow, Lincoln's and Ags, he's not gonna do any damage. They have Bloodlust, I suppose.
Maybe just looking him to be the bait. Let Ice as well as Jabs do the work. If you're spending that much resources to kill off the anti-mage, that should give a lot more freedom to the Ember Spirit, who is going to go into that BKB build now.
I think all three of the core BKB. Disruptor, it owns Brew. Brew can't do anything versus BKB. Bloodseeker, not that strong right click work. Store's good. Visage is they, but passive. He's good 5-6 seconds of vulnerability. Not a vulnerability. Not dying.
'Tis mine.
This game's complete. That is a lot of stuff to deal with.
Oh, Ice. I don't think he really wanted to be in there. And Ice will drop.
Black. One Lincoln popped. Two.
That glimpse back XY. He's the guaranteed kill out of all of that, but you do commit the Storm from Disruptor to ensure it. I don't know if that was really necessary. So now Black goes to the bottom lane to try and fight, but you've got S4 as well as Anna down here. Anna's still with the Orchid. Black blinks forward to be aggressive. We're going to go even deeper onto Anna, but then going to get hit by the Drunken Haze. He doesn't really care too much. He's buffed up with the Bloodlust. He just wants to attack it. He'll try his luck.
Basher's gonna be KB, another item he needs. Of course, you need Butterfly. Heart is also pretty good because straight HP versus the pure damage from Rupture is also pretty good. I don't know, it's tough anti-mage game. And you're behind, you don't have Aegis. OG are way better about control.
Okay, now they're BTing onto the familiars. Bringing the support of No-Tail that way. Anywhere you want to go. Reminds me of the old Beastmaster. Kind of like, let me just bring in my initiation on the back of wings.
Yeah, it's gonna be real hard. Now, Brewmaster has better the Vlads and the 8th. So now the birds can do a lot of damage. And the minus armor from Solar Crest. Now they have a good mix of damage. They have a fair amount of right click with the AC and the Vlads and birds and the solar. They have good pure damage from the Bloodseeker. Then with the ads, magic. Pretty much everyone on their team, I would say. Maybe aside from
And we're just racking up on the Lincolns. Even though technically we're going to count Black as holding on to 2. Jabs has 1. No-Tail finished up his. And it is exactly what we thought it was going to be. Is protect the Storm Spirit when he goes for the long jumps, which they do. They find the Crystal Maiden out.
Because of, if you buff with the Central, it's not that's pretty scary.
Ice. BKB and TP. No more stuns. Ice will have to sit back at the well.
Rupture her 60. Lot.
It's still crazy you can't dispel it.
No.
Like there isn't an answer apart from surviving. Like that's it. You gotta survive through 2 ruptures on 1 target. Lincoln Sphere can block the channel of it, which is like what I think they were trying to do. S4, nice jump in. Anna in there as well. XY just evaporates to the attack that is OG. Rest of Faceless, hide inside the base, and goodbye to the Aegis the Immortal. It will time out now, so no extra life there for Anna, but he gets the easy regeneration. And OG are looking to the tier 2 tower on bottom lane. A fight which Faceless are really not in any kind of position to take. They can only slow it down with the Chakrams. Okay, maybe they can. OG aren't looking to fight it. They burn the fortification. A last minute TP out.
Have to be scared for them.
Just in case you get flanked. I suppose if you do lose a fight at this point of the game, you're probably considering like losing that bottom tier 3/Rax.
You don't want to take chances. Storm Spirit still hasn't accrued like a lot of
Goodbye, Jirax. Throws the ulti out, goes in for the Glimmer, but Jabs is moving in through the side as well. Lincoln Sphere will break pretty quickly, trying to glimpse him back out again, but Jirax nowhere to really survive. Potentially could have been denied up to the Centaurs, but Black actually cleaves him when attacking the Centaur to find the kill.
Baited out BKB.
Is that the way we're going to look at this now? It was a 10-second BKB.
How did he clear? Oh, Black.
Yeah, but no. Black cleaved him because he hit the Centaur.
No, Roshan not up yet. They need Rosh. Radiant using scan, but
we'll wait a little bit longer for him. Black is still rolling at the money, but we're going to reach a point soon where maybe Disruptor's on the up. That's what he went.
Respawn time's good. Minus 40-second respawn. Blind. He's level 22? Wow. I guess we are 42.
For the twins.
Kind of jumping forward. And Ice reveals himself, gets hit by a lot of the familiars. The support is there. Storm Spirit getting stunned up. Spirits jump forward as well. But the silence hits perfectly, so Jabs can't finish the job. And it gets a little bit more space to get back out again. But it's the Storm that actually holds Anti-Mage in position. Timbersaw will explode as well. Didn't end up denying himself. But Jabs, he's here to do the damage. He wants that Storm Spirit, and he's able to claim him. The question is, can he get out with his life? And with the jump, the Sleight of Fist, he won't be able to. Gem of True Sight is lost, not to mention every single member of the Faceless lineup. They are all down. And no buybacks available for any of them. This is mid-Rax.
Oh, that BKB by Ana. Didn't expect it. They're like, oh man, Storm's out here, he's rooted, let's kill him. Oh god, he's big and yellow. Almost Ag, Disruptor ulti to East. I don't think
The perfect fifth pick, really.
it was great. He went
The buff, the range.
it's great up to the Yule's blood right now. It's very important. So not only that he put it. Blood rage is really good when you're not worried about taking damage.
Well, they're sticking around just to get the extra money from the shrines. We need to beat them down a little bit. But they know what else is on the list. Take out the external shrines. Don't allow Faces to come in behind you. Anna's already working on the bottom one. to that kind of situation we saw earlier when OG will push the bottom tier 2 tower. Won't happen again.
And you see Anti-Mage's net worth, how huge he is.
Yep. Like you're looking for the damage in the last fight. It just never really seemed to come.
He did go double defensive with that. Like,
Yeah.
when you go those two items, you can't kill people quickly.
But you can understand it. Like it feels like the overcompensation to deal with Bloodseeker.
Linken's is overkilling. Axe is already a Linken. It's a better Linken. Especially again on Silver Edge, I don't think it's I think he could have just gone for like Butterfly or B. Or even like
Nuts. He's gonna find Ana very quickly silenced, but Nuts does actually have the Glimmer Cave to protect him. Not to mention a Lotus Orb, which is up on the field. That's the one given over by Ice. They're just trying to reflect as much as they can.
or Dispel. But
The Bloodstone's almost done.
does Bloodseeker really care to get from him? I guess a little. Not that much.
Just means he doesn't chase in the fights. Or not straight away. And with this level of regeneration he can achieve, he may not really care. Because he's already getting the Vladimir's aura. We assume he's not going to go for the plus 30% lifesteal.
Minus 7 second blood rate?
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's the play.
Well, Faceless, their time to fight. They only get the Syrian Chains on a Familiar, and Brewmaster still gets the perfect split off Jirax. He's dying so quickly. They find the kill, and Ana jumps inside the protection of the Storm, and that's where Ember Spirit will be going down. The brother kills a brother, and maybe Black can find a bigger one. Looking for the kill onto Ana. He already used that Abyssal Blade, the lockdown, the control. They pull him back in, and Black will fall as well. Ice can't survive. Nuts will fall. There they go. The entire team is down once again. And the only thing Faceless get is one kill, and that's on a Disruptor. But this looks to be the bottom lane of Rax now.
Throw up those double Gs, man.
Not fully yet. You still have the Anti-Mage and Crystal Maiden with the buyback, so they have some kind of bite in their defense. But it ain't good.
There.
Rupture's already back off cooldown for Notel. Flies assaulting tier 4 towers, and there it is. The GG is called. Took just over 46 minutes. OG with possibly the worst laning phase that we're probably going to see here at DDAC. But
They got faded out.
yeah,
Really good. Plus the Seeker plus Disruptor combo was